Welcome to day 16, a standing practice involving forward folds and twists. So let's start in mountain pose, Tadasana, please. Lining the heels more or less underneath the sitting bones so that the ankle, knee, and hip joints feel pretty stacked. Balance your weight on your feet from the balls to the heels and from the right to the left. Relax your arms and shoulders. Stay rooted in the feet as you rise through the spine into the crown of the head. Please pause for a moment and reflect on why you're practicing today. What's your sankalpa, or your aspiration? And now let's begin to warm up the body a little bit. You might step just a little bit wider for these, particularly if you want to make room to accommodate your torso. Let's do big arm circles with the breath. So start with just a little bend in the knees, a little tilt forward of the torso, cross the wrists down low like this. As you inhale, sweep the arms out and up, fingertips can touch overhead. And as you exhale, sweep back down, cross the wrists, little bend in the knees. Keep going, please. Coordinating these to meet the pace of your own breath and making these work for your structure. So if you need to minimize how much you flex the spine, don't go very far down. If your shoulders won't go over shoulder height, then yours might look like this on the inhale. If these feel good to you and you're getting pretty warmed up, make them bigger. So let's make the next one a transition into a forward fold. Exhale to either umpire pose. I'm going to show you from the side now, which is the one that's more supportive to the torso and the spine. If you're feeling warm and ready to do so, you could also slide your elbows right off your thighs and come into Uttanasana, forward hang. As much bend in the knees as you need to make the stretch feel comfortable on the back. On your next inhale, reverse that dive, sweep the arms all the way up and overhead. Bring the hands together, lower thumbs to the heart. Relax your arms to your side. Bring the heels back under the sitting bones. Please interlace the fingers. Press the palms forward, about at shoulder height. Keep both feet nice and rooted as you sweep the hands towards the ceiling. Now bend the elbows a little bit. Slide the fingers out. Side bend to the left. Left arm comes to rest on the left leg. Right arm reaches overhead. Make your neck happy. You could look straight forward or even turn from the chest so that the face looks slightly towards the ceiling. Take a nice, easy breath in. And as you exhale, hug the belly in and float yourself up to center. Pause, feel where your breath goes. And now interlace your fingers again. Press your palms forward. Stay anchored in your feet. Sweep your hands up for the ceiling. And now bend the elbows, release the fingers, side bend to the right arm to the right leg, left arm overhead, heart and face facing forward or slightly up. Take a nice, easy breath in here. And as you exhale, hug the belly in to support as you float back up to standing tall. Roll the shoulders back a little bit. And now step the feet out wider than the shoulders, just comfortably wide. Turn the toes out. Catch yourself from falling, just like that. Caught on camera. Turn the toes out so that when you bend the knees and send the hips back, you're in a comfortable squat with the toes tracking right as the knees are. So the knees and toes tracking in alignment. And it helps to use the hands to encourage the knees slightly back. The hips draw slightly back, but lift up just above the pubic bone toward the heart center so the front spine is very supported. You're not in a big sway back. Let's add a little twist. Start to drop the left shoulder toward the midline. Bend the left elbow out to the left, twist to the right, look over the right shoulder. Come back through center, straighten the legs. Get a nice pop from the hip, maybe. And now hands slide down the inner thighs, bend the knees, track the knees over the toes. Hips go back, but keep a little lift from just above the pubic bone up the front spine to create support. Now start to drop the right shoulder towards the center. Right elbow bends out to the right, twist to the left. Great. Come back to center, straighten the legs, toe heel the feet in. Shake out the legs a little bit. Step your feet just slightly wider than the hips. Bring your hands to your hips and roll. Roll your hips in a circle, one way and the other way. Beautiful. You are ready now for revolved triangle. One thing I'll mention, one final adaptation, if your shoulders will not allow you to reach for the ceiling in this posture, the top arm could be bent with the back of the hand to the low back. I'll mention that once we get in as well. Please step your feet back out to that wide position, but now just with the toes turned forward. So feet parallel and the weight balanced in the feet, just as they are in mountain pose. This is where you will either have blocks out in front of you, your own block substitute, or your chair. We'll begin with repetitions first. As you inhale, stretch your arms straight out at shoulder height. As you exhale, bend your knees, twist to the left. Right hand or fist comes down to the block. As you inhale, press back up to standing. Plenty of bend in the knees and the transitions. On the exhale, twist to the right. Left hand comes down to the block. Top arm reaches for the ceiling. Inhaling, coming up. Keep going. So to review, the other option for that top hand is to come to rest on the low back, just like this. Inhaling. Use as much bend in the knees as you need to safely facilitate the movement in the spine. Keep going. Now, the next time you come in to the left, please stay. So we're twisting to the left. I have the right hand down on the block, a little bend in the knees. Pull the hips slightly back and the crown of the head slightly forward. This is lengthening the spine. Keep the shoulder girdle twisting just as it is, and slowly swivel the head to look straight down. So this is reversing the twist of the neck. And now push into your feet, bend your knees, come up through center. Let's go to the other side. Twist to the right, left hand comes down to the block. Find your twist, soft knees, draw the hips back and the crown of the head forward. Feel the spine elongate. Feel the shoulder girdle rotating and maintain that, and just reverse the head by swiveling the gaze to look straight down. And on an inhale, press into your feet, rise up. On an exhale, relax the arms. Well done. So after a strong asymmetrical movement like that, we want to do something symmetrical to neutralize the back. So now we're going to use both of the blocks in a wide-legged forward fold. And this is where I believe I'm going to show you my side view, so you have a pretty clear idea of what the spine and the hips are doing. Please bring your hands to your hips. Draw your elbows a little bit back and down. Lift the chest. Soft knees. Hinge from the hips. Go about halfway. Reach down and find your blocks. I'm on knuckles. You could be on fingertips. Right now, lift the chest and have a pretty flat back, like table pose. Balance the weight in your feet between the balls and the heels, between the right and the left. Now, next variation, if you're game, bend your knees more. Pull your hips back so there's more weight back in the heels. Turn the blocks down to their lowest height. Slide the blocks forward and drop your head until you have a kind of downward facing dog feeling, or puppy pose feeling, in the spine, a sense of traction. And for the last couple breaths here, if you wish, release the blocks and just let the whole body kind of ragdoll straight down toward the ground. Letting the head go, letting the neck relax. Please bring your hands to the fronts of your thighs. On an inhale, feel the chest rise. And on an exhale, keep pushing into your hands to bring yourself all the rest of the way up to standing. Step your feet back underneath you. Please bring yourself into Tadasana, back to mountain pose. Find your center. And feel your aliveness, feel your vitality. Turn the palms forward. Take Chin Mudra, wisdom seal. Pointer fingers and thumbs make a circle. Release the other 3 fingers down. Feel yourself very centered, very connected. Release Chin Mudra and bring your hands into Anjali Mudra at your heart. Reflect back on the sankalpa you identified at the start of the practice, your aspiration for today. Affirming now how that might guide you moving forward. Our practice together is complete. Thank you so much for exploring this movement with me. I am so grateful. I will see you tomorrow.